And for you yourself, like on a more personal question now,
Hmm.
for you, this project, I mean, what drew you to this? I mean, because you're one of the originators of this project.
Hmm. That's a
So, I
great
mean,
question. Well, it comes from many different places. As a neurodivergent individual myself, video games have always played an incredibly important role in not just my ability to relax, but also to learn, to understand things, to learn how to face challenges, and to recover from failures. So on a very basic level, video games have always been a very important and safe space for me. On a Related to when it comes to working with neurodivergent individuals beyond my own experience, I have many family members who have struggled with different developmental issues, and I've had many relatives who are autistic on varying ends of the spectrum, all the way from high functioning individuals who barely have to mirror to cousins who are entirely nonverbal and will require daily assistance for a lot of their lives. And so I'll tell you the story of my cousin Ellie, who up until the age of 2 or 3 had developed as typically, and at around the age of 3, just woke up one day and was entirely different. Had lost all of his ability to communicate verbally, and really was on the farther end of the autism spectrum. So Ellie was born really when there wasn't that much understanding of autism, and what the solutions might be, what some of the um, processes might be to help improve their interactions with the world at large. And so it wasn't until Ellie turned 15 or 16 that we realized that he could read because of how he was looking at signs along the side of the highway and indicating towards menu items. And so later in life, in his late teens, we were able to start communicating with Ellie using apps. So using visual prompts, using different types of software that helped him translate his desires and needs into something that we could understand. And this was great. And this was revolutionary for our family, but it just drove the point home of how important early intervention was. And
yeah.
so my original interest and what led me to this was using video games, which contain a lot of things that work for neurodivergent individuals, using video games as an early educational tool for autistic individuals to help learn techniques for communicating. My focus was going to be on that kind of end of the spectrum of nonverbal communication, but but after meeting Shelley, we realized that there's huge opportunity to work with this massively underserved part of the population,
Yeah.
which is, you know, individuals on the spectrum who really who really can function perfectly fine in society, but are, because of our implicit biases and because of the challenges that they face that they have no control over, are totally cut off from opportunities that neurotypical individuals take for granted.
We're talking about very employable individuals. In reality, it just find them the correct roles
Exactly. Finding the
or the
correct,
yeah, the correct environments, the correct
absolutely.
setting. Yeah, yeah, because that's really important. I mean, I know I appreciate what you're telling me because for you then this is something out of compassion as well. This isn't just a
Absolutely.
money making project.
No, certainly
This
not.
okay.
This is something that I've thought about for a very long time, and I think can really have a positive impact on the world. There are a lot of different approaches. There are a lot of different understandings of what video games can be, and I think there's a challenge with some older generations on viewing them as purely a source of mindless entertainment, and that's just not the case. We're really focusing on the idea of meaningful gaming. So we see video games as just another tool to better yourselves and to learn more about yourself. And unlike more static experiences like books, movies, surveys, the world can respond to you. And you get to
Mhm.
be an individual in it, really controlling your environment, giving more accurate representation because it reflects who you are.